Okay, so it's time to move on. Now, I'm guessing one of two things has happened. You've either spent 3 months playing in frets 1 to 5, or you're just having a sneaky look ahead at what's coming up. And I'm imagining it's number 2, isn't it? Never mind, it's all right. It's good to see what's on the horizon. Okay, so there's loads of different groups of 5 frets. There's exactly 12 different groups of 5 frets. 1 to 5, 2 to 6, 3 to 7, 4 to 8, so on and so forth. I kind of figured if I was going to move from 1 to 5 to 2 to 6, it would be mentally disturbing because you'd end up playing loads of the same positions, and I just thought I just don't think I can inch my way up a guitar like that. I think it would just be too soul destroying. So I figured, okay, I'd like to move somewhere where it's there's more activity generally. So I figured 8 to 12. So I've already gone from 12, 0 or 1 up to 5, and now we're going from 12 down, so slowly closing in on the whole guitar neck. So anyway, so it's 8 to 12. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. You'll be pleased to hear. Now, what I found completely mind-blowing and slightly disconcerting was the fact that all of the positions are the same. Obviously, is that obvious? I think it's obvious. But the notes change. So, for instance, if we do major 7 arpeggios, what was F major 7 down in frets 1 to 5, that same position is now C major 7. It's like, whoa. But and that's the whole point of it, really. So it does kind of mess up your head to start with, but it's it's the whole point, I guess, right? Okay. So I'm now going to play the exercise. Let's do major 7 arpeggios in frets 8 to 12. I'll start on 1. Good a place as any to start. Okay, because I know you've moved on too quickly, there was something that I didn't mention in the first video, which was that when you're kind of learning this stuff, if you use more notes, you get to see more of the scale. So I don't have a problem with, say, just going round and round just the one scale, like 16 notes or whatever, or as many as it takes, just to get the whole look at the scale or arpeggio or whatever you're working on. Let's do that again, and I'll just keep going so you can get the whole look at the scale. Arpeggio. 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3, 5, 7. Yeah. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3, 5, 7. Next up, I've got G flat. Next available note is the 3rd, which is B flat. 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 7, 1. Next up, I've got E flat. Next available note is G. This is the 3rd. 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 7, 5, 3, 1, 7, 5, 3, 1. Okay, I'm going to call out the first interval rather than every single one because it's making my mouth hurt. Right, I've got C, 1. I've got C sharp coming up. Next available note, 5. A coming up. Next available note, 5. 3, E, 7, okay, I won't go through them all, but so there we go. It's more of the same, I'm afraid. So it's yeah, I mean, this is what it's about, sort of repetition and say getting those positions completely under your fingers, so you've always got some language, right there, some kind of shape that you're kind of familiar with. I can see that if I went through every single group of 5 frets, this would literally be the most boring thing on that's ever existed on planet Earth. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to kind of leave you to fill in the gaps. What I will say is that there is a kind of pattern, sort of, when you're dealing with these groups of 5 frets. So the first one was 1 to 5, and I've gone 8 to 12, and then I moved back to pick up where I left off with the 1 to 5. So it's gone 5 to 9, and then moved back to do one that's kind of in between 3 to 7, and then I moved up the same distance, 10 to 14, and then 2 up from where I was before. That's 7 to 11. I'm giving you the logic as well here, and then after that I'm kind of filling in the gaps. 4 to 8, and then I'm going 6 to 10, 2 to 6, 9 to 13, and the very last one that's left is 12 to 16, which arguably is 1 to 5, but of course when we did 1 to 5, it was slightly, no, in fact it wasn't like that, was it? That was 13 to 17. Is that right? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah. See, know the guitar like the back of my hand. Okay, so 1 to 5, 8 to 12, 5 to 9, 3 to 7, 10 to 14, 7 to 11, 4 to 8, 11 to 15, 6 to 10, 2 to 6, 9 to 13, 12 to 16. That's what I did. If you can bear to do it literally in order, then well, good luck with that. I mean, you're much more easily interested than I am. Okay, so you could kind of look at this from a different angle, and you could take, rather than taking loads of different scales and arpeggios and putting them through the different frets, you could take the same arpeggio or whatever you're going to do, and take it through all the different groups of frets. So for instance, let's take something like A major 7, why not? And let's play it, I'll play it through the groups, so 1 to 5. Okay, and now we're going to play it 2 till 6. So you can see we're not allowed to play the G sharp on fret 1 anymore, because that zone is gone. So we've got to play it up here. Yeah, so you can see how this is kind of making you have a look at every single position. Okay, now we're going 3 to 7. So here we go. Okay, now we're going 4 to 8. The position's actually going to be the same. Now we're going 5 to 9. So starting to drop off some notes here and having to add them up here. Okay, 6 to 10. So now we can't play the A here. Now we're going 7, 11. Sorry. Eight to 12. Nine to 13. That's the same. 10 to 14. 11 to 15. And finally, 12 to 16. So you can see how that literally shows you every single permutation for playing A major 7 within groups of 5 frets, or major 7 chords in general, with in groups of 5 frets. Hugely useful. You can now, hopefully, just kind of move around anywhere you like. Well, I say now. I'm kind of presuming now means having done this for weeks and months. But there's always all A major 7. I'm not quite sure what I was doing there, but I'm just sort of moving around in A major 7, not really being bothered, not really having a favourite kind of area of activity. They're all the same to me. So, and I got this out of this exercise. So there we are. Marvellous. One of the most difficult things was deciding when I was proficient enough in a certain group to warrant moving on to the next one. And it's hard to say, you know, some days you feel good about it, other days you don't feel so good about it. But what I did in the end was just decide to do a certain amount of practice sessions for each group of 5 frets. I'm looking at my practice diary here. That's the thing. And I could see that the second time I went round the whole lot, I was doing 5 practice sessions of a couple of hours each for each group of frets. So you could just say that if you like. It's I think psychologically, once you've done that, you feel like you've drawn a line under it, and that's it. You never kind of have to do it again. And hopefully by this point, if you've got this far and you've really actually been doing it, then it's you found that it's started to affect your playing. You start to have less of those brain fart moments where you just completely don't know what you're doing. And hopefully it's shown you a few extra positions, extra possibilities that you didn't know of. So it's going to be presumed that you have done all of the groups, all 12 groups, and you'll be pleased to hear that it's now time to go all the way back and start them all again. Well, I mean, this is what I did, so don't hate me for it. And I think it would make a lot of sense to. But what I did was the melodic minor scale. So here we go. What I think would be sensible to do actually is rather than me go back to the frets 1 to 5, is move on to frets 5 to 9. So at least it's something a bit of variation. So here we go. We're talking the melodic minor scale, which is the same as Dorian with a major 7. If you're not familiar with this scale, you should be, because all the modes within it, except for one maybe, are completely 1,000% usable, and the key to finding some some great stuff to play over jazz music. So here we go. I'm going to play the same page as last time, B flat. So 1. Before I start properly, I should say that there are no avoid notes in the melodic minor scale. So we're not gonna leave any notes out. So we're literally going to play them all. So 1, 2, flat third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, flat third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. I'm going to the extremities of the zone. Okay, we're now on G flat. That's the next thing I've got here. So the next possibility is the minor third, that's A. I've got E flat coming up. The next possibility is the C, which is the 6th. C coming up, next one's the 6th, A. Okay, I'm not going to go through them all, but it's exactly the same thing. You can see what's going on here. Great. Okay, and I think it's also be prudent to carry on with the major scale as well. It's never going to go away. So and ultimately, I think it would be good to know that probably better than anything. I think it's about time we started looking at some more interesting arpeggios as well, or rather altering some of the notes that we've been playing. One of the most alterable, is alterable a word? It is now. One of the most alterable arpeggios is the dominant 7. We like to mess around with this one. So probably the first choice would be to sharpen the 5th. So you can hear how it resolves nicely to minor or major. Okay, so the in arpeggio terms, that's 1, 3, sharp 5, flat 7. That's all we're doing. We're just raising the 5th. Okay, so let's play A. I don't know, A seems to be the note of the day. So here we are in frets 5 to 9. 1, 3, sharp 5, flat 7. 1, 3, sharp 5, flat 7. 1, 3, 1, flat 7, sharp 5, 3, 1. Okay. So we're going to treat this exactly the same as all the other arpeggios we've been playing. So let's start on the line here. I've got G flat. Oh, joy. So we've got 1, flat 7, sharp 5, 3, sharp 5, flat 7, 1, 3. Playing 8 notes out of each at the moment. Then we've got E. The next available note is C, which is sharp 5. Obviously, this can take a while to sort of figure that out. So sharp 5, flat 7, 1, 3, sharp 5, 3, 1, flat 7. Next one I've got here is D. So next available note, flat 7, sharp 5, 3, 1, 7, sharp 5, 7, 1. Next one I've got here is G sharp. I'm just going to call out the interval on the first available note, because it's starting to hurt my voice box, so I'm talking too much. Not like me. Okay, sharp 5. We've got A sharp next, another joyful note. 1, sharp 5, G flat. We've had that one before, haven't we? G. So we've got sharp 5. E. 3. Okay, so it's exactly the same thing, just a bit harder. The next most commonly altered, or in this case added note in a dominant chord is the flat 9. So this isn't this is no longer a 4-note arpeggio. This is now a 5-note arpeggio. Are we looking at A again? Why not? So here's our original A7. 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7. Okay, so we're literally just adding the flat 9, or flat second, whatever you want to call it. So 1, flat 9, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 9, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 9, 3. I'll play that without talking so you can hear the sound of it. Okay, so you can see this is going to be pretty damn useful, and we need to get these into our playing as quickly as possible. So exactly the same thing. We'll take a different line here. I'm going to start on E. I'll call out all the notes here. So 1, flat 9, 3, 5, 3, flat 9, 1, 7. Next one I've got here is E flat. So flat 7 is the next available note. 5, 3, flat 9, 1, flat 7, 5, flat 7. Next one I've got here is B. 3, 5, flat 7, 1, flat 9, 5, 7, flat 7. Again, I'm just going to now call out the first note. Next one I've got here, D flat, flat 7. A flat 9. D flat 7. C3. Flat 9. A flat, flat 7. B flat, flat 9. Okay. Obviously, I don't expect you to be as fabulous as that, but it's exactly the same concept. So what I did second time round, and this is what we're talking about second time round, doing all different groups, was exactly what I've just said, which is the melodic minor scale, major scale revision, and that included going around again with major 7, minor 7, 7 and minor 7 flat 5, but then adding the arpeggios, the minor, major, the 7 sharp 5, the 7 flat 9, and the diminished as well, which is just consecutive minor thirds. Should we do that again? Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I've got the note B flat here. So we've got 1. D flat is minor third. E is flat 5. G is 6. 1 flat third. Flat 5. 6. 1 flat third. 5. 6. 1 flat third. 5. 6. Next up is F. I've got here. It's flat third, it's A flat, flat 5, flat third, 1, 6, flat 5, 3, 1. A, next available is E flat. I'll just call out the first one. B is D, which is flat third. C, 6. F sharp, we've got 6 from the same family. G sharp, it's minor third. And then E flat, which is flat 5. So exactly the same thing. It's quite tough, that one, actually. But yeah, I think it's good to have a really good look at the diminished there, and get used to changing to the next available note. You know, it's you do hear people, and you're just going and just sort of hoping for the best, hoping it's going to turn out right. But it's good to be able to actually zoom in on each individual note and be quite sure of where the actual next diminished note is. Well, kind of goes without saying, really. Okay, I think that's probably about enough on that for now. And it's going to be presumed from here on in that you're going to actually do this in the different groups of frets that I've stipulated, learning all these arpeggios and scales, and getting all the tools together so we can actually apply them to a live situation. I mean, actually play some music, actually play a tune with them, and apply the thinking and theory into making our improvisation slightly more sophisticated. So we'll have a look at that in the next installment.